derivative. We're getting the second derivative of the following chain function. We have to get the second derivative, okay? So first derivative is bring the half to the front, differentiate it, take 1 away from the power. But what a lot of you might have forgot is that we have to differentiate this part this time because the derivative's not 1. So when you differentiate it, you get 2. And then a half multiplied by 2 just cancels. So you're just left with a 2x plus 3 to the power of minus a half. Differentiate it a second time. And when you differentiate it a second time, the minus a half comes to the front. The 2x plus 3, take away 1, minus 3 over 2. Once again, differentiate what's in the bracket, just this part here. And what do we get? 2. What's minus a half times 2? Just minus 1. So minus 1 times 2x plus 3 to the power minus 3 over 2. And you're done. Likewise, in the next question, you're going to get dy dx is bring the 3 to the front, take 1 away from the power, differentiate what's in the bracket, not you, you. And what do we get when you differentiate that? 3. So that turns into 9 times 3x minus 2 squared. And then we're going to do the same process again. Bring the 2 to the front, and what do we get? 18. And then take 1 away from the power, which actually leaves it just to the power of 1, which actually sort of exposes it. And then what happens here? Differentiate that again, and you get 3. And you technically get 54 times 3x minus 1. And if you wanted to multiply that out, what's it? 162x take away 54. Thank you. So minus 2, which makes that 162x take away 108. Thanks for spotting that. So this looks impossible, but it's not. All you need to do is find the first derivative, and then all you need to do is find the second derivative. And whatever your answer is, here's what you do with your answer. You grab the answer for the first derivative and just sub it in here. You grab the answer for the second derivative and sub it in here. And if you look at the language of the question, it's a show that question. A show that question means that your answer will definitely be equal to 0. And finally, the last color, so just so I don't forget, I'll pick another color that's light. Everybody see the y value at the start? That y value gets chucked in there. So you ready to attempt this? Do the first derivative, do the second derivative, get your y value and sub it all into the equation. Did you all do your prep work as in you did y equals 3x plus 4x minus 1 before you differentiated? So you differentiate for the first time, it's going to be 3 minus 4x minus 2. Then when you differentiate the second time, the 3 disappears, minus 2 but minus 4. Who got 8x minus 3? You get x squared. You multiply it by the second derivative, which is 8x minus 3. Now, you can just add the indices together. So what happens when you add x2 to x3? What should you get? 8x minus 1, because it's 2 take away 3. Okay, then step 2, you're doing x multiplied by dy dx. And dy dx is 3 minus 4x minus 2. What's x times 3? 3x. And what's x times minus 4x minus 2? Interact the x's with each other. What happens? What's x1 multiplied by x minus 2? Add the indices together. Minus 4x minus 1. What does this part say at the end? Y. What is y? Why is that there? Take it away. Minus 3x minus 4x minus 1. And what happens? All cancels. Cancel, cancel. And then cancel, cancel, cancel. 0. Only thing I'll give you on 14 is the prep work. Change it into 1 over x to minus a half. Change y into x to power of minus a half before you start differentiating. So, differentiate, you turn x 1 over root x to 1 over x power of half, and then turn that as negative power rule, x power minus a half. Differentiate once. Who got minus a half, x to the minus 3 over 2. Differentiate a second time. Minus 3 over 2 times a half is 3 over 4. Take 1 away from the power. You got x minus 5 over 2. Then put everything into the formula. We get 2x times the second derivative, which is 3 over 4 x to the power minus 5 over 2. That's interesting. And then 3 times what? 3 times minus a half to the power of x minus 3 over 2. Now, here's what's going to interact with each other. My eye is looking at this one here and this one here. What happens when I multiply the two of them by each other? What happens? Yeah, x power minus 3 over 2. And then it's going to be 2 times 3, which is 6. 6 divided by 4. 3 over 2. And then 3 times minus a half, minus 3 over 2. And we can see that the two of them cancel each other out, and the answer is 0. All right. So